Thanks, guys.
Dave, how would you categorise that victory and circumstances leading into the game, what happened during the game and the others before?
I mean, we're wrapped. We're absolutely wrapped with the character. I thought first half, and as we talked about at half time, we lost the collisions, both sides of the ball, and struggled to get our game going. Obviously, we lost Quaid before the whistle, Allen and Banksy, and then a red card to Darcy. So, but I think things were calm in the changing room. We got a plan. I thought the leadership on the run with that sort of challenge with the player missing was excellent, and we showed a lot of character.
Have you ever had that sort of scenario presented to you as a coach before? That many injuries, send-off?
Geez, I hope not. No, I mean I don't recall that number, but gee, we've played a few games with 14, and it's the nature of the game now. It's not uncommon for a shoulder to the head and a red card, and you're playing with one less. So we do a lot of work around scenarios and spent a bit of time on it yesterday, and some of those came to fruition, unfortunately.
There were a lot of incidents, obviously. We'll start with the red card. Sorry about my voice. What are your thoughts on that? And do you feel like maybe he was set up a bit, that had kind of gone out there and it was maybe a tactical niggle going on?
Yeah, look, I'm not sure if it was a team plan, but certainly there was provocation there. And not just in that situation, but earlier in the game. So look, obviously we'll have a decent look at the footage and work out how we're going to appeal that.
Michael, where's that rank in injuries?
I have not thought about that. Just savouring. No, at the moment it's a good one, and we've got to enjoy the fact that we were able to get away, with quite a few disturbances and get on the right side of the scoreboard, which we haven't done for a while against these guys. So really pleasing and really proud of our guys to find a way. And look, it's not just players, coaching staff gave us some great direction from up top. So pleasing squad effort. And on the back of some guys coming in late and able to execute a plan was nice.
Dave said that it was calm in the sheds, but can you bring us onto the field? How was it?
I tried to keep it calm. We tried to be clear on, what our actions were going forward. At times that's hard to do when it's 50,000 people, and the English did have ascendancy in that first half. So trying to stop the bleed there. We weren't super successful in the first half. Certainly in the second half we got some good things happening. I thought our finishes were outstanding. Some guys came on and just did some really great things, changed the pace of the game. When we started winning collisions, that was good for us.
Dave, what can a win like that do for the game of rugby in Australia?
Well, we had a lot of eyes at the stadium. I'd imagine there was a massive crowd around the country and around the world. So, as a spectacle, probably wasn't pretty first half. But as far as theatre and character, it was a hell of a night, I thought. So, we got a lot more in us, but really wrapped with the attitude and the character we showed.
Dave, Noah's had a bit of a crash course in Test rugby the last couple of years. How proud are you of him tonight? Yeah,
awesome. There was a reason why he was on the bench. He's performed really well for the Brumbies. He's trained really well in the last couple of weeks, and we got a lot of confidence. So, he found out maybe the last couple of minutes of our warm up, and didn't blink an eye. He was ready to go. Whitey come over, obviously the club mates, and Whitey was excited for him, and we dragged James out of his stand and got him stripped up and ready to go. So, I thought Noah was excellent. His goal kicking under pressure again, we've seen that a lot of times. Really impressive.
You've spoken about being proud of the character and in the past, in the last couple of years, but not necessarily on the right side of the scoreboard, so narrow losses and that sort of thing. How big a turning point can a win like that be for this team in terms of their mentality?
Yeah, there's a huge amount of belief in our group. I said to the guys before the game, we've had a couple of years where, you know, we picked a reasonably young squad and inexperienced, and there's been lots of talk about building and developing, and you know, we want to raise the expectations of the Australian public, and so that's the start tonight.
Dave, can you just talk about the work you have done on playing with 40 men, and what were the instructions when Darcy was sent off?
I don't know if I want to say too much around what we did tactically, but I mean, it's probably there for all to see. You know, we got to jumble things around. We've lost our line-out caller. That's the reason we took Rob Leota off at about the 55-minute mark to bring Matt Phillip on, who can call the line out, and knowing that we still had Pete Samu to come on, give us some fresh legs late in the piece. So, but I thought we applied pressure really well. We defended a lot better. You know, we used the short side smart and played back to our numbers a lot because we're one down. And so yeah, I thought the guys implemented that really well. Well, we train with that scenario all the time, playing with 14 and playing with 13. Yeah, no, I was going to say it's part of the modern game now. So, you know, what we know is you've got to work hard for each other. We talked a lot about that at half time. You know, we knew we could still outwork them even with 14, and for us to win, that was going to be crucial.
After England scored their try, how do you think you shifted the momentum again? Because at that point it seemed like it was all on their side of the advantage as well.
They certainly had momentum. They went close to scoring again after that too, and that would have been a bigger hole to get out of. But we found a way, and we always felt that if we could hang on a bit of ball and build some pressure, opportunities would come. And you know, we were clinical enough to create an opportunity for Geordie, who finished, and we sort of had momentum for about the next sort of 20 minutes.
Did you say you're looking to appeal that red card?
I said we'll have a decent look at it and get clarity around you know, our best options from here. Yeah, it's pretty serious. Broken arm, I think. Yeah, I mean, I haven't had a chat to the medics about it, but certainly won't feature in the next wee while. Yeah, other arm. Yeah, I look, total commitment to the kick-off and ended up high and flipped over the back of someone, so no fault of the English, but yeah, I look gutted for Banksy because he's worked so hard to get back. He's had a great season, and we'll miss him.
When you won that turnover on your own line and then the momentum shifted, was there a point that you felt England were there for the taking, that you'd weathered that storm and were turning it back on them?
No, we just tried to stay on what our next sort of job was, to win. We're pretty good at that. We're pretty good, barring the last 5 minutes wasn't crash hot from us.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. You know, it wasn't crash hot. We were pretty good in executing some moments there, but look, I mean, it's a start for us. We can play a lot better, I think, and we know that there's going to be, you know, it's going to be a different story next week in terms of what's coming our way, and we're going to expect each other to lift the level too. So, you know, we'll enjoy this one and rest up.
Dave, can you give us an insight into the other guys like Alan as well as Pade, and is Taniela likely to feature next week?
Yeah, no, we're very confident Taniela will be available, which is good. Alan, obviously, we've got to go through protocols. Quaid, we're not sure the extent of that, but he couldn't push off the calf. So we'll assess and have a clearer idea during the week.
Dave, how much confidence do you take out of the performance, especially knowing next week you go to Suncorp, the venue which I think you've won past 8 or 9 straight you've played at?
Yeah, look, we certainly take confidence out of a win. What we know is that we'll be better next week, but so will the English. And, you know, it's the first test. we were apt to be one up, and but we've got to build our game. We gave away far too many penalties early on, which allowed them to play more than they probably would. They played under a lot of advantage and kicked less. So we know we need to be better there. But like I say, we've had 2 weeks to prepare for this, and we'll grow our game over the next few months.
I know it didn't affect the result, but how frustrated were you by the concession of those 2 late tries?
Yeah, look, disappointing, and disappointing because we deserved to finish stronger than that, and defence coach was pretty disappointed too, I might add. He was screaming in my ear when we were watching the last couple of minutes. So, look, disappointing way to finish.
Last couple, please, guys.
Dave mentioned earlier that there was some provocation from Johnny Hill that led to the red card. Do you feel that was right, that he was provoked into that act that he did?
Well, he got a yellow card, so I'd say that's probably the punishment there. Like Dave said, take a better look at how it all played out and act accordingly.
What's the psychological benefit to you guys now, having gone 1-0 up from previous 3 match series you've played before?
Mate, I haven't thought about it. Like, we just thought about getting a good first game and going from there. And we did some really good things tonight. So look, we'll go in there and we'll enjoy each other's company and some of the hard work put in, and some debutants as well. And then we'll start planning on, okay, what does it look like? What opportunities did we miss? What can we grow on? How can we get a lot better? So that's really exciting for us. I think we've got a lot more to improve.
Dave, provocation aside, are you okay with the red card? Did you think it was one? And is there a message that you have for Darcy, going away from that? Like what kind of lesson do you impart on him?
Oh, look, if it's a headbutt, then it's clearly a red card. I'm not sure his intent was to headbutt him. But yeah, look, again, we'll look at the footage and we'll get clarity around whether we think there's an opportunity to challenge.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time.